Self-honesty is so key when it comes to actually anchoring into 5D. But the uncomfortable fallacy that I've noticed for myself is that oftentimes when we lose our footing in heart consciousness, in what we're calling 5D, what we do is we're not self-honest about it. I know this because I've studied myself, and also as somebody who's quite psychic, you can kind of tell when somebody's faking being happy, right? I mean, I think anybody can tell that. But really what really bridges us through into this new state of deeper love and connection is the ability to be honest about how we feel. And that comes directly and first and foremost with yourself. And you got to be able to admit, essentially, like, you know what? I feel like I've kind of lost my footing in this open-hearted consciousness, in allowing myself to feel everything. And immediately by admitting that, immediately by opening up to that, you start to move and recenter and retune back into 5D, which is hilarious. It's by not looking at what it is by avoiding that we hold ourselves out of that space. So yeah, I know there's a big fallacy. I definitely experienced this when first hearing about 5D. I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely in 5D. And I think actually what happens for a lot of us, so follow me through on this, is that we do a lot of work actually in some of the upper chakras. We do a lot of work in developing insight and clarity. And we think that that is 5D. We think that that is heart consciousness. That's not. It's not. Heart consciousness is its own thing. Then as heart consciousness unfolds, if you actually land in 5D and you've been working with that other insight and clarity, then that stuff's just a bonus. And it's like, then you get 5D premium. You get 5D plus. So you get this other experience that has everything that you've been working on added on top of that state of heart consciousness, that state of love. And that's amazing. That's a bonus. So it's really important that we don't pretend we're somewhere where we're not. And this can be confusing at the beginning because you're like, okay, I'm hearing a lot about 5D, but how do I know if I'm really in it or not? You will definitely know. You will feel, I mean, there's different levels. Like the deeper you go into it, the more blatantly obvious it is. But you will feel, I mean, I guess I can't say what it is for you. I can just say what it is for me. It feels like full rest within the heart. And the more deeply you anchor into it, the lighter you feel in your chest. There's so much to it. I just recommend go check out my 3-part technical description, What is 5D Explained, on Instagram, on YouTube. That'll give you everything that you need in terms of like my point of view on it. And yeah, I'd recommend checking off the boxes on that. And then you can kind of know how deeply rooted you are in this space. And the point of this video is not to get you to like second guess yourself and be like, oh, what? I thought it was in 5D. And then you're like, fuck, I got to go back and really get in. No, it's more about just embracing the process of self-honesty as an inner thing, because that's what's going to lead you to anchor into your heart more deeply. And that's all that it's about. Just being really self-honest with where you're at. And that was and still is my biggest downfall. And I think if it's an issue for me, it's an issue for a lot of us, is just the times where I'm hurting, the times where I'm not aligned, the times where I am emotionally going through something and I don't want to acknowledge it, I don't want to admit it to myself or to other people, and I shut that down and I avoid that. It's those times where I fall from grace, so to speak. And it's painful, but those are the things that I have to come back and forgive myself for. Because, yeah, this journey of feeling is not necessarily easy to decide decide that you're safe to go into. Because that's ultimately what it is. You decide, I am safe to feel all this stuff. Damn the consequences. Because we're afraid that there's some kind of consequence, like, oh, if I'm sad in front of this person, then they'll judge me, this will happen, blah, blah, blah. You just come to a place of like, fuck it. Like, this is how I feel. This is what it is. So anyways, just sharing this process of self-honesty as a way to just return to the heart, to anchor back in, and really just bringing this fallacy to mind of take a look at how you actually feel, and try not to just dissociate into your mind and just be like, oh yeah, I'm in 5D. I'm in a higher state of consciousness. Because this stuff is so moment to moment. Life is moment to moment. So yeah, you might have been in that space a few moments ago, but every moment we have to come back. Okay, am I open now? Am I receptive now? Am I feeling now? And this isn't like a set of thoughts that you have. It's a return to all of that feeling, all of that juiciness. So that's the essence of the message. I love you. I care about you. Dropping out. I'll definitely be dropping in more. And yeah, like full transparency, full self-honesty. My journey has been so much in and out of this stuff. Like, it's been legit learning. I think that's what makes me relatable and a good speaker on this, is because I fall in and out of these spaces all the time, and I'm confused by it, and I don't fully get it. And I understand the pitfalls of our minds, or my mind, to a certain degree, and I'm learning more and more every day. So I love you. That's it.